which we're going to be talking about in our upcoming workshop, High Level Mentoring 2021, starting next Tuesday.
Yes, less than a week. There's new stuff that Dave's been doing that even I haven't seen yet. So Dave's got some tricks up his sleeve in his back pocket, wherever he's hiding it. We're going to find out. But yeah, there is new stuff. Good morning, everyone. Dan here with Tradingology.com in the trading room session for the final one of August 26, 2021. Good to see you guys. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Isaac. How you guys doing out there today?
Hey, Isaac's with us. Wow.
I think they just tried to scare a lot of people. Look at those drops on the futures. Hey, great to see you too, Isaac.
We went up 40, 50 points. Even I think we were up to like 79, 80 points on the Dow futures. And then we just, all of a sudden, we were down 96 points. Big swing.
Huge drop. Look at the internals, what they just did. Look at that 5-minute bar candle.
Somebody's selling. Somebody wants to get out. Somebody big.
Yeah, interesting.
Our XL is spaghetti today.
Right, exactly. And speaking of what's happened, I mentioned it just in our Slack channel for our members that on the newsreel, we have the Jackson Hole Symposium. So are they going to talk about tapering? Are they not? Whatever they talk about could lead to increased volatility. Well, that was absolutely a sign of increased volatility right there. If anybody was in a position, they just most likely got shook out or taken out by stops or whatnot. So trade careful if you're out there. That is going on. And as we see this Thursday, so we'll visit our unemployment claims for the week. Oh, look, forecast is 345. What happened? Came in higher, 353. Headlines is the weekless job claims hold around pandemic era low. GDP's revised higher to 6.6. Well, it's still not actual small businesses because we've seen that. You know, what's our, we talked about the Russell, and it did break out above that little trend line that I had there. Let me maximize this guy there. That was one we were interested in watching. Whereas, as Dave was mentioning around the bottom line, but when it's going the other way, it did close above, but we are hitting some of these long-term ones there. So not until it closes above that will I be interested in the long side. It's still got some resistance above there, but very interesting where it actually closed there after it closed above the trend line. Close right on that moving average, and today, is it going to break this one? We'll see. Then we might see some new highs after that because it'll have clear sailing above. At least that's the way I read that.
Those trend lines, they're either there purposely to trick traders or they're not working like they used to, because it seems like the market is really interested in support and resistance levels. And we're right at that resistance level on the, what is that? What period is that?
This is a daily chart.
Okay, so it's a daily chart with what's the line there?
There's actually a few of them converging.
A few of them converging there. So yeah, you put your mouse over. It looks like a simple moving average at the 20 period. So, that's interesting. So the 20 period looks like it's resistance. We're also coming up into that area right around, what level is that? 2240, 2250. Yep. Some place in there that seems to be resistance. So support and resistance seems to be working pretty well. If you can identify those levels, you can take advantage of those. But the trend lines, not so much. I don't think the algorithms are really clued into the trend lines. They're using the EMAs, the SMAs, standard deviation, VWAP,
right?
Which we're going to be talking about in our upcoming workshop, High Level Mentoring 2021, starting next Tuesday.
Yes, less than a week. I should mention too, we had another similar question that came in. I figured we'd cover on this call, and I'd make it easier to exit. It's always easier than typing, but someone was asking also, hey, is it new? So maybe they didn't get the message. It's like, yeah, it's not just regurgitated content. We are actually, there's new stuff that Dave's been doing that even I haven't seen yet. So Dave's got some stuff. He's got some tricks up his sleeve in his back pocket, wherever he's hiding it. We're going to find out. But yeah, there is new stuff. He's got this one we'll call it the free contract strategy that he's using. We won't show what it is today because that's what we're saving only for HLM members, obviously. But there's ways of reduced risk and having free contracts with some of these strategies. So do you guys that have the questions that are curious, like, hey, is there new stuff? Yes, there is new stuff. If they're obviously jumping on, there's a reason that they know why, because it's the real deal. We're not just hype. We're not, it's not just copycat stuff. We're not just reintroducing the same thing we've told you 100 times.
Yeah, we've been doing this a long time. And the last time we did a high level mentoring option or futures or any kind of trading program was what, 2016? So 5 years ago. 2016.
Yeah, there's and we don't know if there's going to be one before. We haven't actually even discussed it. So this could be literally the last one that's done. We'll see.
Could be. We'll see.
There's a lot of time and effort that goes into it. So
yeah.
What else we got cooking in the news here? I had another, I was going to pull down. It was interesting. We haven't pulled this up in a while. We had some very nice, well-formed herding, but yesterday another clue was, hey, we lost the first column. There wasn't new buyers coming in. That is showing, even though we are dropping, we've dropped below the 100 on empty volatility, flows dropping. But that was a little clue right there that we might have some cracks coming. Whether that was the crack into what we just saw right before the call started today, there's not exactly always one-to-one correlation, but these are tips that we get from what's happening here. 27-day sum was flashing as well. So that was another clue that, hey, we could have a pause. We've had 4 days in a row of rising. There's typically doesn't keep going all in a straight line, right? So that's all these things add up to, hey, we might have an off day. We've had back-to-back days of rising. We're going to have some pullbacks. We're going to have people taking profits, institutions doing things, symposiums coming up, the talk of Fed tapering, all of those things line up to be careful if you're long.
Absolutely. And if you take a look at that buy sell signal, you see that we hit a low there, minus 11, minus 12. And now we're kind of coming back up, but we're still negative. So after 4 days of, higher prices than the Dow and the S&P 500, that hasn't gone positive, which is also kind of a warning sign, I suppose.
Yeah, everything leaves little clues. It's just a matter of deciphering this, and we do our best to put the notes in there to say, hey, here's what we're watching, but keep your eye out. Lost the first column right there. It was in there. That's an important one. We'll come back today. We'll see. If we look at the live charts, let's take a look. Yeah, right now it's actually lost the first and the second. So right now in the live daily chart, that's fading even more. And supply demand is actually just barely, but it is negative right now. So that's showing the selling that's happening on the Dow. The NASDAQ still has the first column lost, but it had as well. We'll pull that guy over. Same thing happened there where we lost that well-formed, each one building out and staying in there. So both of them are showing similar signs there. The only difference being the NASDAQ actually went positive on that buy sell signal Dave was referring to. So, and a little bit less or lower empty volatility. So there was better signs for that. But we see it's also losing it. And we're tapering down to zeros. So all these lead to clues as to, is this potential short-term top? Are we going to completely roll over again? We'll find out. We watch these indicators and signals. So it's always good to revisit that spreadsheet. A lot of things are based on that we use. If you don't have access to that, let us know in emails. We'll get you hooked up. Yeah, it's fine. When you start seeing the indexes actually move, we know something's happening there. Those bars usually don't move on the indexes.
Yeah, I'm very tempted to short the market here, but I'll temper my enthusiasm for a little while.
Well, it's hard to fight against it when we see we are crossing the zero bound on the NASDAQ internals. That's a key point there. Once it breaks that 50%, like you say.
Oh, look at the NYSE there. It's starting to kind of expand in the Excel. So we've got issues and volume climbing there on the downside.
They are merging too. They are together. That's important.
Yep. they're following right along with each other. So there's quite a bit of volume going into those down issues. So we could see some continued selling here. We shall see.
Isaac, any specific questions you got since you graced us with your presence this fine morning? Let us know that. Let's see if there's anything else that's cooking. I always like to refresh it because they like to throw up funny headlines. We're right across the board though. Let's see, where are we at here? Let me look. 0.25%, 0.5%. Yeah, we're roughly between 1.25% and 0.5% across the board on the indexes.
Yeah, nothing dramatic yet, but obviously with Jackson Hole, you're going to have some volatility, I think. Powell, I think Powell is not speaking today, though he's speaking tomorrow, right?
I believe so. I think you're correct there. That's what it showed on the calendars too. Symposium starts, but then he's speaking tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. That's okay. Central time. So these are included into my time zone. So 8 for you. That'll be early for him. It'll be, they're not doing it on site, right? It's remote. They're not actually in Jackson Hole like they normally are.
Gotcha.
But they still call it that. Maybe they can't announce tapering if they're not physically there, right?
Right.
That's their loophole.
So if it's 9 a.m. Central, then it's actually 10 a.m. Eastern.
That's right. 10 for you, 8 for him.
Yep. The market will be open about a half an hour. Yeah, we're getting a little more weakness here in the market. So you guys can keep an eye on that. It doesn't look real good here. We've got all the indexes down. We've got one of the bellwether stocks and issues that I look at. CHI is also down about 7 cents right now. We've got the NASDAQ down. NASDAQ's been a real strong performer over the last few weeks. We've got we lost 21 handles on the S&P 500 now. And we're down about 100 on the Dow. Now, considering, 100 points used to mean something on the Dow. Now it's like 0.25%.
Right. So interesting fact right now, I'm watching this live. Supply demand's now increasing to the negative side, and we have first column of bearish herding is filling in. So the bears are coming out right now. Will they stay out for the day? We'll see. But yeah, we were just at barely 0. Now it's at a -3. So that's on the move. And so is the strength behind it. Exact opposite on the NASDAQ side. So they're trying to prop it up over there. That's the way I read this guy. It's up at a +10, but it's dropping. So I've seen that happen many times where price goes down in the supply demand. It's almost like they're trying to stop it from falling faster, is what it looks like.
As you were hovering your mouse over there, it was 7, now it's 750. So it is now it's 588. So it is dropping.
Yep.
You have to kind of watch it. If you got it on a daily chart, you can watch it. Whoops, somebody just bought.
Yep, and it popped up to 7 there.
7. Somebody bought the dip. And when it moves like 2 points like that at a time, you got some big players in there buying and selling. Oops, whoa, just dropped down to 4.2. So big sell came in. Somebody tried to sell and offload some stuff, and they pushed that down pretty quick.
Isaac said he just missed us, so it's always fun to have you here, Isaac.
Yeah, we've been chatting in the Slack channel, which comes with membership, and Isaac's been pretty active lately, and we thank him for that. We like that.
Absolutely.
Like to see his opinions, like to see his trades. He's been sharing a lot of stuff with us.
Yeah, we appreciate you for sure, buddy. All right.
We still see some weakness here. I don't know.
Look at that. We just crossed a -1,000 bound on the internals. Absolute weakness coming in here.
Boy, I hate chasing markets, but if I get a chance, I'm going to short. I don't know. Why do I like to short? One of the things that we are going to talk about in the high level mentoring is, do you have a bias in the market? I definitely have a bias. I love to short the market. And I'll explain why you should be aware of your bias and how to use it to your advantage. Because everybody's got a bias. Some people just like to go long. They only like to go long. Some people like me just love the short side. I mean, you think of somebody like Gunlock. Well, he's he's short all the time. He loves to short the market. Why are there some traders that love to short the market and others will never short it and they only like to go long? Well, there's a psychology behind it that I'm going to reveal in the high level mentoring program.
Stay tuned.
And if you're not aware of your bias, it's gonna hurt you real bad in the markets.
Yeah, it's like trying to drive a boat without a rudder. That's my analogy for that one.
Or even know that the rudder's there so you can steer it right. You got it. Not only do you need to know where the rudder is, but you need to know how to steer it too. Yeah.
Beautiful.
How's crypto doing today? I haven't really looked at crypto.
Oh, I haven't looked at all. Let me pull it up.
Because, I think it's been going up, but I think over the last couple of days it started declining here. Yeah, we're back down to 47 or so on Bitcoin. I've seen a lot of people talk bullish on Bitcoin over the last few days. Just, stuff I see here and there on Twitter or Facebook, and on the talking heads on CNBC. I think Novogratz was on CNBC yesterday morning. He was saying, hey, the time to buy was when it hit 30,000, and we're probably going to go up to a new high. I saw somebody on Benzinga pre-market prep who was talking about Bitcoin as well, thinking it could go back up to the old highs at 60,000, maybe even break through that. I mean, they're kind of in a sideways pattern, very similar. I mean, XRP and Ethereum kind of look a lot like the Russell 2000, actually. So an ADA is more like the NASDAQ, maybe.
Right.
They're all starting to develop personalities similar to other risk assets, is my point. They're all related. And
they're in the neighborhood of down 4, 5, 6% right now as I hover over them.
Yep. So they're down. So one of the things that we're going to talk a lot about in high level mentoring, that, of course, we're not plugging it at all. But one of the things you're going to learn is relationships. When relationships of different instruments and how they can improve your trading by understanding how those different instruments and relationships move in relation to each other and to other things, including interest rates, including to debt assets, bonds, how they relate to stocks, what the correlations are between all of these different instruments, so that you can kind of really get a very, very good idea that, hey, when one moves, you better pay attention to the other one, especially if you're in a position, or if you're entering a position, look at the relationship first. One of them is moving, it might affect the other one. Very important in trading.
Yeah, speaking of rates and yields, I thought I'd take a quick peek at the 4 yields that I got up there, and we see not that I watched the 3-year for anything, but it's just interesting to see how it is approaching that super long trend line that I won't pull up right now, but that goes back like decades.
Wow.
But yeah, the 10 years, 30 years, everybody's up right now for the yield itself.
Yeah, I like to watch the 10 and the 30 myself. Those are the two that I watch.
So those, if there is a major announcement, those will make big moves with the symposium happening. If the Fed makes anything drastic that's unexpected, watch the correlations there. And let's go back at our good old index. Because what's yeah, the futures have interestingly enough stopped right at some of those person's pivots levels when they made those huge drops.
They did. They bounced, and now they're going back down again.
Yeah, dropped way down, had a recovery. Now it's right back down to them. We'll see if they settle down here or not. Or this one's actually YM's breaking through.
Where's the next level below that?
35, 134.
Another 120 points or so.
Yep.
Interesting.
ES is approaching the second one already as well.
Oh, the
strong
IWM is breaking down through it.
negative 250 price signal too. That's a big number.
It is.
Once they both break through is important. Futures are broke through, but the diamonds themselves are right on it.
Yeah, the SPY has already gone down through that level. IWM is down through that level now.
Oh yeah, look at that weakness coming in.
Qs are down.
Your shorts are working if you're in.
I did take a little position. I always test,
You got to test the waters.
a little bit of a little bit of trading is just kind of testing the waters, throwing your line in the water, see if anything bites.
Yeah, they might turn out real well if we go down to that. There's one more level. There's 3 levels to these guys. If it gets real nasty, which it looks like it might, watching these internals, we're approaching the negative 1500 line on the NASDAQ side. I know we keep harping on this, but this is exactly what we watch.
Yeah, it's getting a little more serious. And we're over 70% on the MXL, the XL level. So we're still climbing there.
Volume stair stepping down now. When it's hovering around 0, it's like, I don't know if I trust it either way. Now that this is lining up, keys are lining up. Look at those. That's huge moves and internals. Normally that doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. Especially just after the market opens like that. So we'll keep an eye on it. I think things could get interesting here, especially as we enter a normally seasonally weak period in the market, September and October.
Yep. So we'll leave that at there, and we'll catch you guys back at the trade rooms in about a little over a month, because we're going to be doing our high level mentoring during these time slots. So we won't be on every Tuesday and Thursday. So we'll miss you guys for trading rooms. Again, I will try and post up some things just to keep you guys up to speed. If there's any major announcements that happen, we'll put up some little clips on the channels in the YouTube area for people that are interested. But yeah, last promo is we're starting Tuesday.
Yep. Last chance to register is going to be Monday, probably midnight, right?
Yep. Like midnight Monday, we're closing the doors because we are starting bright and early, fresh on Tuesday morning. So people always ask, well, guys, I can just get the recordings later, right? Nope, we're not going to be selling these after the fact. These are only available for people that register and are in it live. Now, if you are at a weird time zone, like we have one member that's joining that's in New Zealand, and he might not miss it, so he is registered, so he gets access to the videos because he's signed up. So if you want videos only and you don't have time, or your job doesn't let you do it, get registered before this weekend and we'll get you those. But it's not going to be 3 months after the fact. Oh, hey, you can get the recordings now. We're only giving the recordings to people that are in it before we do it.
Right. And we have the Slack channel set up for just those members who signed up for the High Level Mentoring 2021 program. And they can go in there anytime they want and ask unlimited questions and get all the support that they need. Yep,
absolutely. So that's one way they're going to leverage that is like, hey, if they got a question, they forget about it, or they missed a slot, whatnot, they can throw the question in there. The group will see it. If they want to keep it private, they can always email us. If it's like, hey, I only want to ask this to Dave or Dan or whatnot, they can always email us the question. It'll be held in confidentiality. If they want to be, some privacy there, that's completely fine. We understand that. But yeah, absolutely. They got access for us for that reason. Whenever you have to keep adjusting the charts down, it's getting interesting. I see the bars are off my charts and I have to readjust.
That's for sure. Down. All right. Well, I got to go out and short some more stuff here. We'll see. Not sure yet, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. Today could be a good day to trade.
Absolutely. Isaac, appreciate you coming out. Great to see you. We'll continue to see you in the Slack channels, and Dave will catch you Tuesday in the high level mentoring.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming, Isaac. See you guys.
Take it easy, everyone.